Really does. I mean, he goes out there. Connors was a master at night. He's got people eating out of his palm. I enjoyed it more for the heat factor than anything else. Andre loves the atmosphere. The more that's going on, the better. And if there's any guy that's taken over that mantle, clearly it's been him. Maybe Boris Becker is the other player who's had as much as on his shoulders, perhaps Andre, myself, Connors. But this guy is really taking a lot. I mean, not only is he trying to be the best tennis player in the world, but he's sort of, in his own way, trying to bring the level of and stature of tennis to a whole new level in terms of entertainment.
73 matches for Agassi already this year. Hard to believe that you can look at him with that number 1 in front of his name and think back to last year when he was a floater, a dangerous floater in the draw.
20 in the world last year coming into this tournament. Now the favorite, although I'd have to call him the co-favorite. I don't look at this as any sort of big edge he's got over Pete Sampras. If Pete serves well, Andre doesn't have as good a day returning as he's capable of. If that happens in the finals, it's a very even matchup. But as we all know, another 10 days of tennis before that point.
And I think Boris Becker would like to think that he's an obstacle in the way of Agassi's as well.
In terms of game plan and technically the way he played yesterday, he should definitely keep that style up, in my opinion. Certainly saving himself physically.
21-year-old Alex Corretja to serve. Corretja, one of the most well-liked players on tour, very popular young man, and had a terrific win this year over Thomas Muster in Stade, noteworthy because it broke a 40-match winning streak on clay for Muster.
Well, he's going to find out very soon that if you run around your backhand, you better hit a big forehand. On clay, you can get away with that easier because players are slipping and sliding, and the player's not going to hit as clean. But here's the cleanest hitter of the ball in the game right now is Andre Agassi, playing with the most confidence than any player. And Corretja can ill afford to run around that back and hit a sort of 3/4 pace forehand to Andre's backhand. And that's just something that he's got to have to deal with, is the pace of that hard court surface. You see the way that ball skidded. Andre hits the ball extremely flat, a la Jimmy Connors. And he picked his spot. He saw Corretja in trouble. Easy put away. Already triple break point. Andre, when he first came up, was a very, very fast starter. And for a while, for a couple of years, he had a period where he started slowly. And another thing that Gilbert's helped him with, get him going right off the bat, ready to play the first game.
And one trait throughout Agassi's career, he has been a wonderful front runner. He gets in front in a match, and he is tough to catch.
Corretja is going to have to learn on the spot here if he's got any chance of beating Andre tonight. That's just huge.
Now the match opens with Agassi breaking. A look from the Fuji blimp overhead on a very nice night at the National Tennis Center. This was the warmest day of the week, but again, the night's very pleasant. And as always, the crowd will take a while to file in, coming from points all over to Flushing Meadows. And they will come tonight to see Andre Agassi. They used a term in the last game for someone who's not a real tennis aficionado. When you say Agassi is the cleanest hitter of the ball, John, what does that mean?
Well, he hits the ball the hardest and the flattest. He's capable of hitting with a lot of topspin. Also, he sees the ball earlier than anyone else, so he has a better look at it before anyone else does. Although he's played a surprisingly weak game here so far. Double faulted the first point. Corretja with some good depth off the ground the second point, and really an unforced error there the third point. Have a chance to get back into it. That would be a big boost for this young Spaniard. That's a great shot by Corretja.
Corretja breaking back.
Well, see, there's a danger. See, Andre ran around that backhand, decided to hit a forehand, and he too is going to pay the price if he doesn't do enough with that forehand. Corretja pulling it for a winner. Just too good from Andre Agassi there. Corretja started with a good, deep second serve, but eventually forced Corretja to hit this ball just where he wanted it. You see Corretja bouncing up there in the back of the court. He seemed like he landed on his feet a little late, and Agassi put away that ball. Good athletic ability there. Nice spring in those legs. That's what I find funny about the clay court guys. I really think that at times they don't realize they could actually move better on this surface, so they just put their mind to it.
Is that all it is, John? Is it mine?
It's also that there's certain muscles that are different. You get stiff in different areas of the legs, and you have to adjust to that. Usually what happens to these guys, as we see Andre rip another backhand winner, is they get real stiff after they played a couple days on hunger and say, oh my God, it's not good for my body. They don't realize they could get through it in a week or two. Corretja has gotten himself back into this match. I know Andre Agassi has respect for this player. Talked to Brad Gilbert, his coach, and they're well aware of this guy's scrambling ability. This is no Alex Lopez. Mixing up the depth on that slice backhand nicely right now. Keeping Andre Agassi off guard. Andre with another unforced error there.
Serve in the first set. How about this for a gauge of the appeal of Andre Agassi as he prepared to practice yesterday? Now he knows how John, Paul, George, and Ringo felt.
Just what he wanted to hear as he walked down the practice court for a little quiet hit. just got to get his feet moving as well. Got caught a little bit flat-footed that last game. I think he expected maybe a little more El Tholdo act here in the early part of the match, and Corretja surprised him. Gotten right back into this, so he's going to have to go back to work again.
There's no quiet hit here at night either, as the crowd continues to file in during play, and there's at night here it always seems like there's just a hum. I don't know, the players hear that?
Are you kidding? They hear everything.
Even the points going on?
It's been determined here by most players now that they will play through this, and I think that's a good move. The matches would be another half hour, an hour longer every night. Remember when Ivan was out here? He'd run out of eyebrows by the end of the match. He'd be so busy picking at them. There's a lot of people walking around at night, and they're not as ruly as they are. I don't know if that's a word, but they're certainly a lot more unruly at night.
5 points. Thank you.
Nice win today for brother Patrick. He's into the third round.
That's an excellent opportunity for all players in that section. No seeds left in the quarter, so that leaves either Daniel Vacek, Nicholas Pereira, my brother, or Alexander Volkov as a quarterfinalist.
Last year we had 5 unseeded quarterfinalists.
That's a big inside-out forehand there. Believe it or not, he needed that.
Well, since Fred Stolle won it in '66, only 2 unseeded players had even made the finals. On a game point.
I think what you're going to see happen here is Andre's going to start going more to Corretja's forehand. Excuse me, because his backhand's a little awkward to handle, that slice. He can come over it, and he's got a good slice that he's been mixing up nicely. And it might be easier for Andre's ground strokes to go to his forehand. We'll see if he does that. So far, he's been content to play the backhand, and he may just feel he's can hit that angle backhand better than Corretja. Pull him off the court and then whip it cross court when he has the open court.
On Stadium Court at the National Tennis Center. This is our evening feature match. Andre Agassi, the defending champ at #1 seed, and he's meeting 21-year-old Spaniard Alex Corretja. But a good player, ranked currently 27 in the world.
Very well played serve there.
Seems like what he may lack in hard court experience, John, he can compensate for with some talent, some athletic ability.
And effort.
And effort, yes.
This guy tries awful hard. And that's known around, especially the clay court circuit. And I think Andre Agassi is a little surprised out here right now that Corretja's putting up such a fight. I'll tell you, Ted, he had to cover an awful lot of court to lose that point. That's going to wear you down. Andre Agassi was barely moving. Corretja moving side to side. That's going to wear you down after a while.
Tennis's great friend, Alan King, watching from his perch right above Agassi.
Beautiful touch. Alex Corretja decides to venture into the net, and look at this. Couldn't be hit any better. The other thing Corretja's got to watch out for, it's not only the running, it's the stopping. That's really what gets your legs tired and tight. That's why you don't want to have to get up a full head of steam too often, because it's that much more on your body. You have to stop quickly. Another solid volley.
That really has to impress you, and I'm sure it's surprising Agassi.
I don't know that Agassi's aware of Corretja and has respect for him, but given the set of circumstances, yes, I think he's a little surprised right now. Although I think he would have liked to have done a little bit more with that pass.
So we're on serve in the first. Andre Agassi broke to start this match. Alex Corretja broke back, and we've stayed on serve since.
See Agassi taking a deep breath there. That's a good idea. Things are not going his way at the moment.
How much smarter of a player is he now, John, just over the last year?
Oh, quite a bit, really. I mean, if I'd say in percentage terms, if I had to guess, I would say 20 to 40%. Big difference. Just taking his time that previous point. You see him take a deep breath, walk around, take 3 or 4 balls. Good time to slow himself down, make sure he's going to get back on track here. All those little things add up. Just doing that more consistently. Never used to go out practice twice before a match. You're lucky if you got him out there once before he played the French Open finals against Andres Gomez. Didn't warm up. Didn't warm up the whole tournament before he played.
Action still going on around the National Tennis Center. And they're in the hinterlands. Court 17, Andre Medvedev is going to a 4th set. Sarkisian, the NCAA champ from Arizona State, winning the 3rd set.
And those two actually grew up together. Played each other in the juniors. Sarkisian moving here.
Young man was caught when Armenia broke away from the Soviet Union, lost much of its ability to finance a tennis program.
And an awful earthquake there, so things are tough there at the moment.
So Agassi holds for 3-all.
You can watch Andre pick up the pace here, put a little bit more pressure, I feel, on Corretja. Try to take charge right now. It'd be a good game to do it. And Corretja trying to hold up the fort and try to frustrate Andre. Get him frustrated. That's his game plan. Into those type of shots. It's exactly what Corretja wants. Dare him to go for just a little bit too much. if you have that type of game plan, you cannot afford, as we look at Brad Gilbert, Andre's coach, to make mistakes like that. You'll see some of those with Andre because he's going for more, but Corretja's got to minimize those unforced errors. Big forehand to get Andre Agassi out of trouble there. He missed the backhand that Corretja hit, but that was a good slice backhand, and Agassi really hit a great shot to win that point.
What great comfort to know you have that weapon, that you can use it almost any time.
And then you entice the clay courter into one of those awkward shots when you're not sure whether to come in or stay back. That's the one these guys have to be ready for, because that's what all hard court players would do to clay court players. See if they can handle that shot. That's almost the first step.
Second serve coming on a break point.
Just there. Even Andre Agassi, the #1 player in the world, sometimes makes tactical mistakes. That one he should have made at least Corretja hit the winner. Still got another break point. Corretja's hitting a big kick serve and good depth on it and placing it well. So even though he's not hitting it hard, it's not an easy shot, not an easy serve to hit at the moment. Well cut off by Andre Agassi there. And he knew he had hit a good volley because you saw Corretja coming across the court ready to hit that passing shot. Watch Corretja slices back in. He makes Agassi hit the volley, and he was ready to hit it if Agassi didn't hit that as well as he did.
Third break point.
Corretja got a little bit of a break there because Andre's return was a very awkward shot, and Corretja did that very thing. He hesitated. Andre pulled his forehand later in the point a little bit wide, it appears. Corretja ran back to the baseline. Keyword I use there is he ran back to the baseline. At least when you make a decision that I'm not going to come to net, he got back in a hurry.
And Agassi has clearly learned right away that, as you mentioned, he has to hit shots with some conviction. You can't just put him in play. This guy's going to run him down.
Maybe try to bring this guy in, see how well he comes in, although he's shown some good touch so far at net.
That's a big game as Corretja saved 3 break points. While most of the attention is riveted inside Stadium Court on Andre Agassi's match, there's still time to do it. In fact, this might be the best time to do your shopping. No lines. Also a match going on in the grandstand tonight, men's singles. Derek Restagno, coming back to the tour this year, is playing Renzo Furlan of Italy.
It's a lot easier to cut that ball off high than it is to have to hit winners from the baseline, even for Andre Agassi.
Well, I would think, John, that last game is a game that sends a message. This match may take a while. I mean, Corretja did not go away when he had every chance to.
He had a big smile on his face when he switched sides. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, but Corretja happy to be in it at the moment.
One score to note there, a good win for young American Vince Spadea. He's into the third round after knocking Emilio Sanchez out today. Agassi holds at love. 4-all first set.
Well, that didn't take too long, and Corretja back serving. That's just what Andre Agassi wanted. Put the pressure right back on this young Spaniard. And that's just what Corretja wanted, an easy first point. Well, so far this has been a nice match. They've both sort of gotten what they wanted. Agassi got the good start. Unfortunately, let Corretja back in, and he's happy to be back in and hanging in there. And not really just hanging in there now. I mean, his shots seem to have a little bit more bite on them, or else Andre's just not picking them up as cleanly.
Well, you made the point early. This is no Alex Lopez here.
Far from it.
Clear.
Far from it. Sure made that look easy.
40-15.
Another guy with a strong upper body, along with Michael Steek saying very strong upper body as well. Defensive forehand.
Oh, terrific shot. And Spain's Alex Corretja holds for 5-4. Stadium court. And Alex Corretja putting on a very strong showing in the first set. We are on serve. Agassi serving at 15 love.
We see Sergi Bruguera do that with not a whole lot of success at chip forehand return. Look at Brooke Shields, Andre's girlfriend, and Andre Agassi just ripped that Corretja slice return for a winner. Maybe not a bad idea occasionally, but certainly don't want to get into a habit of doing it. He's probably saying, John, how could I possibly take a full swing at that and hit it cleanly? I needed to chip that. Total miss hit there. That was a tough serve. 105 miles per hour out wide and well placed. Another part of Andre's game that's improved the last few months even.
Well, John, now you spent the last couple of weeks working with Sergi Bruguera, another Spaniard, clay court, extraordinary clay court player. What is Corretja doing that Bruguera didn't, or that you see that a clay courter must do to survive?
He's trying a lot harder. That's one thing he's doing. He's also
that's simple.
Got a lot more energy out there. And he's determined, he's just said to himself, I'm going to go out and play my game the best I possibly can. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to stay with Andre Agassi, but I'm not going to change it up. And I'm just going to make Agassi beat me, at least. Fortunately, Sergi didn't have that same frame of mind when he played today. Ball came out of Corretja's pocket. They're going to play a let. But I want to give credit to Daniel Vacek. Vacek served big today. The young Czech, a very well-conditioned athlete.
Bruno Rabot in the chair.
Andre Agassi starting to kid around with his entourage, but that looks more like, once again, that when the fighters take a good shot and they start laughing. No, it didn't hurt. It did hurt a little bit. A little uncomfortable out there right now.
You'd like to save that shot for a point other than love 40.
Love 40. Not 40 love down. When you're up love 40, you'd love it. That's exactly what he's thinking, Ted. Why didn't I wait to a better time?
Like the 3 break points. Corretja is really showing us something. 6-5 in the first. On Stadium Court, many may have anticipated an Agassi blowout. That's not going to happen. Alex Corretja has played very well in his first set. He was broken to start the set, but broke right back. Then saved 3 break points. 3-all. Neither player's come close to breaking since that game.
2 easy points so far for Andre Agassi in this game, taking him to 30 love in a second serve. I'm always amazed how clay court specialists can stand so far behind the baseline, hit these heavy topspin points, and they land just like a foot inside the baseline.
That's what I was just thinking. I mean, Andre's back there by the tarp playing that point.
That's not an easy shot to handle. Now, if they could figure out a way to hit the same shot in flatter at times, it would really confuse their opponent. Suddenly, Corretja 2 points in this set. 30. Out, but not by much.
And that look by Corretja, are you sure? Already in the Open, we've seen that decision on several crucial points. Either to hit it or let it go.
If in doubt and you have an open court, hit it.
Now it cost Lisa Raymond, the young American, today in her match with Kimiko Date. Get curious. A double fault, the second of the set, and now Alex Corretja has a set point.
I really think it's this energy level that's disconcerting Andre. Corretja bouncing around, loads of energy. And that physical aspect taking his toll a little bit here. Set point. Another double fault. Unbelievable.
And the first set to Alex Corretja as Agassi double faulted away the set on consecutive points.
Wide please. Wide please.
It's a moment you probably want to stand up and scream.
Don't start crying yet. It's a little early for that. But definitely a surprise on center court. The first one we've seen.
Yes, it is. Well, I would think this first game right here, John, would be an important one for Agassi. If he could bounce right back with a break.
Certainly the first couple games. Getting charged. Don't forget, he broke the first game of the first set. Even if Corretja does lose his serve, you know he's going to fight the same way he did in the first set. Agassi's going to have to keep that level high. Corretja really playing well right now. And that's the first loose shot he's hit in a while. Well, both players have good first serve percentage, but a lot more unforced errors for Andre Agassi in that first set. Already 21, and that's quite a bit for anybody. I see Corretja with only 5.
In 12 games, only 5 errors.
And that ball's being hit quite hard at him. That is clay court tennis on hard court at its best, right there. Corretja recovered beautifully from one position he was in a bad position. He was able to flick that forehand deep, get himself right back into the point. Andre over anxious this last 15-20 minutes. That's second effort that's winning him this match right now. Agassi looks to be surprised that he's still in points. Medvedev finding himself in a little trouble now.
Sarkisian 4-2 in the fourth.
You don't want to give that point away so easily. And you're right, Ted. It would be a big boost for Andre to get going right here in the second set. That was the first real smart shot, just floating that backhand back. And that's just a reaction winner up the line. That looked like a hardcourt player. No backswing. Not a lot of topspin, just guided it down the line beautifully. It's a classic example of making Agassi finish the points, even there.
You pointed that out early, and was clearer by the unforced errors that he, Corretja, not going to beat himself tonight.
And that's his game plan. Entice Agassi into going for too much and frustrating him. He's starting to have some real success doing that. You got that Western grip. You get away with a lot of miss hits. A total miss hit off the forehand. Then he hits that nice slice down the line. Agassi had a couple different looks in that point. Another unforced error. The wind appeared to kick up just in the last 10 or 15 seconds, resulting in Corretja double faulting there.
His first of the night. Time to take not kind, Agassi.
Well, you talk about hanging tough. The question is, can he keep this up throughout an entire 3 out of 5 set match? He's running an awful lot right now. Certainly doesn't seem to be bothered so far.
Well, would you think, John, 21 in the clay quarter, that that shouldn't be a problem?
It shouldn't be. He's played enough on hard court so that his muscles aren't tight from limited play. I believe he did play in Indianapolis a couple weeks ago. And he has been here, I believe, for a couple weeks now. And he should be okay in that regard as well. It looks like this match is headed to the 5th set.
Point Agassi had not been able to win the deuce point. Now he has a break point.
Corretja really flattened that forehand out. That's the flattest ball he's hit. And he had a chance there to hit a backhand way off the line. He went for too much. Maybe a little mentally fatigued. He's been a long game here in the first game of the second set. Agassi is clearly playing it safer at the moment, but still, he didn't expect to see this. Corretja picks just the right time to go behind Andre Agassi. And the wind was swirling on that point. Some good instinct there by Corretja. Took that ball early, hit it flat up the line, and started to move forward to come into net. Agassi pulled that pass wide. I would think he's really thinking out there at time.
This would have to be terribly frustrating to Agassi if he cannot win this game with all the battle he's put into it.
He's had some real chances to win this game. You're right, he's not going to be happy about it. Sometimes hard to figure how a guy can miss a shot like that when he makes all these other shots that are so much tougher. And you got to figure it's just lost a little concentration there. Maybe took his eye off the ball at the last second to see where Andre was moving. You got to think he'd make that shot 99 times out of 100 normally.
See, that's the difference between us, John. You wonder how he can miss it. I'm well aware.
Oh, well, then tell us.
Tell me how Andre just missed that return. I'll tell you how he missed it. He's feeling the pressure. Yeah. This guy's hanging tough with him. Doesn't want to hit a lot of those total miss hits. You can feel the tension out there from Andre Agassi. Things not the way he expected it, not as relaxed as he wanted to be.
This has been some game. First game, second set, 7th deuce.
Corretja. Pulled that racket away at the last second. Ball floated about a foot long. And I think he surprised Agassi once again coming in behind that approach. He's picked some good times to do it too so far in this match.
Another point Corretja has not been able to win. The end point. Missed another one. They're going back and forth between the deuce point and Corretja's ad.
Excellent volley right there, and I'm not quite sure he had to hit this shot. I think that was going long, going wide, but he wasn't going to take any chances. That was not an easy shot where he ended up hitting it. Couldn't decide whether to hit a forehand or backhand. Waited about a second too long to decide. Back to deuce again.
The players haven't been in the chairs for quite a while. Corretja breaking serve to win the first set. And this marathon game opening the second set. It's been at least a 15-minute game.
The wind has really started to become a factor out there. Temperatures dropped considerably in since the last game.
This has the feel of a front moving through, doesn't it?
Things were definitely heating up today, and now it appears to have cooled quite a bit.
Misses the overhead. Corretja survives to hold serve.
Can I interest you in a change of pace? Change?
Rebel! Express yourself. Change.
Change?
Lands on your rebel. Change. Play on a whole new level. Change. Express a different point of view. Change.
Change
Show
is good.
how it looks to you. Rebel!
I like changed.
Change your point of view with EOS lenses and the Rebel X from Canon.
The defending champ and #1 player in the world knows now he has a fierce fight on his hands tonight. Alex Corretja, 21-year-old from Barcelona, won the first set and held in the first game of this set a 24-point game.
It'll be interesting to see what happens the next couple games, how both players react. It's a good deep approach out by Corretja, just inside the baseline. And he's showing that he just doesn't do it all from the backcourt. There's a nice touch at net so far. Both players choosing to stay back on both their first and second serves. A lot of rallying going on out here tonight. That's what Andre needs to do. He needs to cut off that short ball. He's got to pick his spots, wait for the right time to hit those superb ground strokes. Watch him move forward at an angle. Give himself a margin of error there, so in case he catches a little late, he'll still go in. Good move.
Yeah, Agassi.
And that's what Agassi wanted, an easy game. Well, one thing Agassi has done, John, although he's down a set, he has held his serve easily.
The only thing you want to guard against is when you go into those sets sometimes where you're always close to breaking your opponent, but you don't quite do it. Win your serve real easily the whole set, and suddenly that one time, suddenly you lose your serve. And that sort of happened the first set. You're just sort of cruising along, had that early break. Next thing you know, incredibly, double faulted twice.
Corretja opening with a double, his second. Not only is Spain well represented in the women's game, but look at that, 5 men ranked in the top 30. Unfortunately,
we even managed to get 2 of them here.
I was just going to say, never heard of Alberto Costa. Well, I should say I've never seen him. Parasategui not playing here.
Andre Agassi's always had a great backhand overhead. Another example right there.
15-30.
Alberto Costa gave Thomas Muster all he could handle at the French Open. Watch his backhand overhead by Agassi. So strong up there, just flicks it. Beat Jim Courier as well in the French Open. Alberto Costa, a lot of talent, another clay court specialist.
Here's an opening that Agassi must take advantage of.
15-40.
2 break points.
You've got to figure if he keeps plugging away that Corretja is going to start slowing down. He's doing an awful lot of running. And that's the chess match that's going on. Corretja daring him go for a little too much, those unforced errors, and Agassi wanting to go for a lot, keep him moving, but can't make those mistakes. That's a big forehand by Corretja. It's very tough to tell where he's going with that wide open stance. Watch here, here's a good look right here. Runs around that backhand, sets himself up. And he too gives himself a little margin for error. It's a winner to get back to deuce.
Well, John, Corretja has played the big points marvelously thus far.
Extremely intelligent match so far for this young guy. forehand passing shot. He didn't need to go for his biggest swing. You want to get better contact there. Got himself in a lot of trouble. Really an easy point after that.
The first time the Corretja stopped running.
He certainly made a good effort to get that drop shot.
This is the first time we've seen him stop right there. He said no chance.
Agassi tripped a little bit on the way to that ball, was able to keep his cool and concentration, and hit a nice lob over Corretja's head. Agassi not happy with that call. Corretja outfoxed himself there. I don't think he ever had any intention of coming in that slice, and he got himself a little out of position, and Agassi hit a good hard ball right back at him, and Corretja missed the next one. Another break point for Andre Agassi, this time with a second serve.
Well, you can only pull yourself out of so many of these. Aerial views tonight from the Fuji Blimp. And at the helm tonight, captains John McHugh and Brian Van Wagenen. And we've had a great week. Beautiful nights all and spectacular views of New York City.
When Corretja gets in that groove, he hits the ball awfully deep.
Well, Agassi had been, or I should say Corretja had been a Houdini. He had saved 8 straight break points before Agassi finally converted the last one.
Well, the good news for Agassi is he's getting a lot of chances, but he's going to have to start capitalizing a little more.
15-18.
And he doesn't want to have Corretja break right back like he did in the first set, that's for sure. That was not a smart shot by Corretja there. That was a throwaway point. You can ill afford throwaways with Agassi. He tried to hit a drop volley, a drop shot actually from that position that maybe would bounce on Andre's side and come back to him. I guess that's what he was trying. But you better hit that right.
Agassi up a break, second set. With the winner off the backhand. 3-1 for Agassi. In the second, let's go to Michael Barkan.
All right, Teddy, with Davis Cup captain, United States Davis Cup captain, Tom Gullickson. What do you make of this? A lot of unforced errors for Andre. He's starting to come back a little in the second set, but this has certainly not been like him.
Well, you know, Corretja's a tough player. He doesn't make many mistakes, and Andre started off at the break the first game, then he lost his serve right away, and he's just been a little impatient and a little bit annoyed with himself. And it's tough conditions. The wind is swirling, and you know, he's just got to be a little more patient and wait for his opportunities, but then be aggressive when he's got a chance. And I think he's got the game, obviously, to handle this guy, but he's got to work hard because this guy's a road runner and he's not going away.
This guy knocked off Mooster's long clay court win streak, but you got two baseliners banging it out. It would seem that maybe someone comes to the net here to break it up.
Yeah, well, particularly Andre played a good game to break, to go up to 2-1, and he broke by coming in 3 times. And this guy's got a weak second serve, so I think Andre can take the second serve and whack it and come in a couple times.
Off the subject, how's Timmy doing?
Timmy's doing well. Yeah, he's improving. The tumors are shrinking, and he's making good progress.
That's wonderful. Thanks, Tommy. Ted.
That is great news. Many well-wishers for Tim Gullickson.
Certainly the right idea. Saw Andre Agassi well behind the baseline. Was certain winner if it had gone in. Just missed that wide. Well, while we're well wishing, and you probably have, we wish our buddy Barry McKay happy birthday, number 60. Oh,
you said it.
Well, that's my dad's age, so I don't want to rub it in or anything.
Barry had been carefully concealing that number all day.
He looks great,
especially from Michelle, his wife, lovely wife. She thought he was 47.
Took his eye off the ball there. The pace bothering him as well. I think Tom Gullickson made a good point. Take a couple of those short second serves and attack them. Here's a guy who's got the best return in tennis, so take advantage of it. Corretja must have thought he's still playing on clay, trying to slide. You better watch out. He must have seen Goran Ivanisevic the other day. What happened to him?
Is patience still a problem for Tom? Mentioned patience as well. Is it still a problem for Andre?
It's a problem at the moment.
And Corretja finishing the game with an ace. National Tennis Center, and as is the custom in the first week, still action going on all over the National Tennis Center. In fact, we just discovered where indeed Barry McKay has been celebrating tonight. He's out on court 17 watching the Medvedev-Sarkisian battle. And the youngster from Arizona State is now up a break in the 5th. On the way to writing a terrific story. Agassi here is up a break in the 2nd.
There's an example of Agassi's impatience and really not being ready there, because he had a big first serve, but I think he half expected Corretja to miss the return. And when it came back, he really wasn't ready to hit it, and then he decided to go for too much. So another big serve out wide this time. Not as hard, hit as hard, but well placed. He recovered nicely to take the next couple points easily. Good close there, not give Corretja a chance for that pass. He said, I was about to say there's that chip forehand return that's not going to work against Agassi, but Agassi with that unforced error. He's not happy with himself.
This probably was not on his itinerary tonight. Losing a set, having to fight this
Not
hard.
at all.
The look on Agassi's face right now is that of the younger Andre, who is more easily frustrated. And an angry forehand winner.
Holds the ball in play.
I'm not quite sure what he said there. Did you make out what he said, Ted?
No. Needs to take some lessons from Connors and yourself. Get closer to the mic. Speak clearly.
I think he did take lessons from us. That's why he had a towel over his mouth. That ball appeared to be clearly long. No call. Corretja did well to recover there, but he's too far behind the baseline. Agassi knew if he just got that volley over the net, it was his point. Not what you call a textbook volley there. That's a great recovery.
40%, he's played 100 and getting lucky and still going to beat the shit out of him.
That was a little clearer.
That was more what you prefer, Ted. That Corretja pass, I mean, that is not in the book either. Heavy looping forehand that just drops in at the last second. Now with a chance to get the 4-3.
But still Agassi up a break in the second set. Back in New York City on the grounds of what was the 1964 World's Fair. About the only remaining structure, the Unisphere. And on Stadium Court, Andre Agassi losing the first set to Alex Corretja. Agassi is up a break in the second. And playing as if he'd like to get this done in about 6 minutes.
Well, Medvedev back on serve in the fifth. Three quick points for Andre Agassi here. I think I got more pop on that serve.
The U.S. Open and watch a young player like Corretja that you haven't seen much of before, but his great shot-making ability.
My favorite part is that effort level and the energy level. This is high-level, supposedly high-level professional tennis. Let's see this type of effort when you go out against the best player in the world. This is what tennis needs.
And you hear signs of life, which nice to hear that here at night in the stadium court. Fans appreciate what they're seeing.
Corretja holding that forehand nice and then flicking it cross court for a winner.
15.
Definitely a lot of wrist involved in his ground strokes. You got to wonder if he's starting to slow down just a touch here.
Yeah, I think the way he reacted after missing the backhand.
Well, he also knows he can't afford to miss those type of backhands. Continuing to play an intelligent match. And he's those legs.
Agassi now has 2 set points.
15-14.
Just what Agassi wanted here. Another break, start off the next set. Got to get a quick game on the serve. See if he really goes after this second serve. Right now, well behind the baseline.
Stadium court. The Agassi group, Phil Agassi, brother on the left, Brooke Shields, and friends, and very happy that Agassi has evened the match and did it with a break so that he starts the third with his serve.
And he ripped a forehand winner up the line the first point. Sort of like that, but to the other side. Smart shot there. We'll see if he pays the price for that mistake. Almost looked like he was going at Corretja. The problem was Corretja was behind the baseline. Get back to the net. Probably irritated because of that previous shot and double faults.
Fourth double for Agassi. First 2 consecutive points cost him the first set.
Guess what? It's break point.
Does Corretja have to change anything?
He's just going to have to be running an awful lot and not necessarily changing. He may not win that way, but it would be his best bet if he had the energy and the endurance. He's been mixing it up nicely in this match. That one he didn't do enough with, though. I'll tell you, he's got a lot of bounce in those legs still. He bounced into that forehand.
Now it is Agassi's turn to save break points.
Remember that first game of the second set. Corretja ended up winning that game, but it took a lot out of him. Good idea to go back behind Corretja.
With the volley?
With the volley, because he's moving across expecting the forehand. If you go to the back, and in all likelihood, he's going to have to chip it again, and that's where you pounce on it.
Well, how about that? Corretja breaks to start the third. John McEnroe, Ted Robinson on Stadium Court. Glad to have you with us on night 4 on USA. And this is the first real premier night match we've witnessed.
Welcome to the U.S. Open.
Yes, it is. A few days late, but entertaining tennis. Alex Corretja, 21-year-old Spaniard, ranked 27 in the world. Took the first set from Andre Agassi. Agassi won the second. Corretja with a break to start the third.
Well, Corretja played that just about as well as he could under the circumstances. That was just too good by Andre Agassi there. Corretja on the defensive, well behind the baseline. With that one, no shot at. Good move once again there. Put the pressure back on Agassi. He's really picked his spots beautifully tonight. As a matter of fact, the way he's going, I'd recommend him to do it a little bit more even.
And particularly if it keeps Agassi from doing it.
Absolutely. He's a good natural volley. As you can tell, he's got good hands around the net. He's got a good touch. That's a total miss it there. Take those big swings. You got to make sure you watch the ball until it hits your racket. Agassi sometimes makes that look so easy. Just guides it up the line for a winner. Wants to break right back. Agassi there, not quite able to get his feet in position to hit it the way he'd like. Was forced to hit it a little too far behind him there. One more chance here to even things up at 1-all.
Great shots.
When you talk about a world-class passing shot, that was it right there. Look at this backhand. He's 5 feet behind the baseline. He hit that with pace and precision, and then waited to the last instant and flicked that inside-out forehand. Incredible effort there.
A roadrunner indeed, and he has not slowed down.
Looked like he wanted to give up on a couple shots. But that one last chance, and you see him pull that into the net. Look at this reaction here. And the good thing was he got it right back over to the air court, get ready for the next point.
And Corretja comes back from 1540 with some spectacular shots to hold serve. Terrific match here. Now let's go down to Michael Barkan.
Teddy with Jose Clavet. Alex Corretja's coach. Your player is like a toreador out there. He's doing everything. What's your game plan going into this match?
Okay, we talked before the match, and I told him that he has to fight as much as he could and try to change the game all the time. And that's what he's doing, and for the moment, it's okay.
Yeah, you said you had some concerns that he might get a little tired. What do you think now?
Now, I mean, at the beginning of the second set, he was tired because he's running for every point and he's fighting for every point. But now it's okay, and now he's okay. I mean, he's running and he can fight again.
Yeah, I'm sure many are surprised that he even took one set from Andre Agassi. Are you surprised?
No, because I'm not really surprised.
What did you tell him when he walked onto the court before? You said something to him in Spanish. When he came out, something about changing.
Okay, yeah. I think that he's playing a lot on the Agassi's backhand, and he has to try to move him a little bit more.
All right, can you give him a little cheer in Spanish?
Come on, no, vamos.
All right, Ted, back to you.
No one can coax things out of people like Michael Barkan.
Did he say that he said something to him during the match, or was that before the match? He's not allowed to do it during the match.
I was wondering the same thing. He's lucky he didn't hurt himself here.
You're not going to see this too often. And you can really tell his eyes off the ball, though, there. That type of point will take his toll on Corretja. He's not doing enough with the ball, and Agassi's just waiting patiently and making him run, making sure he doesn't miss. Just wearing Corretja down. Corretja's got to do more than that. And most of the time he has.
Corretja thought it was a fault. Bruno Rabo says no, it's an ace. Game Agassi.
This looks pretty good stuff right here. This wrinkles someone's tennis fights.
Stadium court, terrific battle unfolding between Andre Agassi, the defending champ, and Alex Corretja of Spain. At the same time, on court 17, there's been a terrific 5-set match nearing its end. Let's go to Barry McKay.
All right, Ted. Court 17.
Stadium court tonight, the defending champion Andre Agassi is having a battle. He is split sets with Alex Corretja of Spain, and the Spaniard is up a break in the third set.
Six wicket, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, Agassi and Corretja served a very high first serve percentage. The difference, the unforced errors. Agassi is also with twice as many winners, so you sort of think that even it out. And that's why we have a very even match right now.
It seems John Corretja's strategy, even going to his serves, he just looks like he's getting that first serve in.
That's a big four, and his main concern is getting that ball deep. Agassi can't jump all over, and he's done very well. Even his second serve, it doesn't have much pace at all. He's had pretty good success with the depth and also the placement. That time, even though it was well placed, it wasn't enough.
Corretja won the first set on a consecutive double faults by Agassi. Andre won the second set 6-3.
A little shaky there. And the few times I've seen Corretja a little impatient. That's another small play. Not only is he volleying well, those approach shots are nice and deep, well placed. Picks a good time to do it. Knows he only needs to hit a good solid volley, not a great one. I guess that must have surprised Andre Agassi. That ball was well hit, but behind the baseline and wasn't real flat, so he certainly shouldn't have got back for that. Must have been wrong-footed. Once again, though, very well placed.
Michael Barkan.
Teddy, we're on the grift right now with John Cusack, star of The Grifters, star of Bullets Over Broadway, and making his first appearance at the U.S. Open. What do you think so far?
Well, I don't know. Do you think Alex can do it?
I think he can take him the distance.
It's like a Rocky Balboa scenario, right? I mean, what is he ranked?
27th in the world. What are you feeding me lines?
I don't know. I'm just saying this is the #1 guy, and it's like it looks like it's going to go 5 sets. It's amazing.
You play any tennis?
Badly.
You do anything athletic at all?
I do many things athletically, but most of them badly. Like 4 things I can do well, but not tennis.
Now, you live in New York. Are you working on anything in particular?
I'm working in New York. I'm working on a film called City Hall with Al Pacino, and just my friend Kevin over here got me some tickets to the Open, and never been to a tennis match, a professional tennis match, so it's great.
What's it like to work with Al Pacino?
It's amazing. It's probably like playing tennis with Andre Agassi.
Who's directing?
Harold Becker.
Huh. Well, now, you think you'll be back for the rest, any time at all during the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, I hope so. Can I get some tickets?
Great. All right, well, we're just hanging out with John Cusack. Ted, back to you.
Barkan finally met his match. It took 5 years to happen. Corretja serving. He is up a break in the 3rd set. The first 2 sets were split.
And that short ball to the forehand continuing to give Agassi problems. Jimmy Connors used to have loads of problems with that when he was playing.
Why is that? Any particular reason?
For the grip, the way he held the grip, and he wanted to hit it flat. And he was a stubborn guy.
It's amazing. You don't see many players that can keep Agassi as far back as Corretja's doing.
No, you're exactly right. Normally standing right at the baseline or with inside the baseline, and now on the run here. And that's not a good sign. He doesn't want to be that far back. He's not as comfortable back there as Corretja is. Well, number 6. That's not too bad.
Just long, and it's now 5-3. Corretja in the 3rd. Well, something to think about. Andre Agassi, on his march to the U.S. Open Championship last year, only played 5 sets once, and that was his very tough round of 16 match with Michael Chang. He only played 4 sets twice. He had 4 of his 7 wins here were in straight sets.
This 3rd set isn't over yet. Corretja's going to have to play a heck of a game the next game. But if he does, he goes up 2 sets to 1. Very interesting development.
Yeah, Magnus.
And we'll come back with Corretja serving for the 3rd. 2 hours exactly into this match, and a pivotal moment. Alex Corretja serving for the 3rd set. Trying to fire himself up.
Play!
2 games ago when Agassi's frustrations boiled over. And the first snap tonight from Corretja.
That's 2 very close calls, the first 2 points. Corretja not the beneficiary of either call. What a time to hit a shot like that. Love 30 down, serving for the 3rd set. And he wanted to really let it go, but he realized he was still down 15-30 here.
Thank you.
Agassi returning the favor. A monstrous forehand.
Two break points for Agassi. These are the points Corretja has played so well tonight.
I'll tell you, that was a gutsy move there. That was not a particularly good approach shot. Agassi had plenty of time for that, but he put the pressure on him. And Agassi felt it. You can see him holding it too long and trying to guide it and not miss it. One more break point opportunity here.
Agassi converts and stays in the 3rd set.
That ball's too short inside the service line. Agassi's got too much power from there. Incredible recovery there by Agassi. Great effort. And the crowd appreciates it. And first the hustle, but then to be able to hit that ball in the court. That is not easy.
This is wonderful to see. Something you talked about last night, where both players raise their level. And both players are making shots.
You can't afford to hit the ball that short. Unless he hits one of those wicked slices that stays real low. He's starting to stretch a lot more out there on the court. Stretch his legs out, Alex Corretja. Maybe starting to feel some tightness. That's a good flat return by Corretja there.
You really get the sense, John, watching this set play out, that this is the decisive part of the match.
Certainly for Corretja, I believe.
Either guy's going to have a real tough time coming back to win 2 more sets.
I'd give Andre a heck of a lot better chance to come back, though, than Corretja. Corretja says he wants to win this 3rd set. Got to be playing the match of his life so far.
And he's had very few chances to break Agassi. The last time it was a double fault that did Agassi in and cost him the 1st set. Corretja will have another chance to win the 3rd set. John McEnroe, here's an indicator during this changeover what you were talking about.
Well, I'm not quite sure what device he's got there.
I want to be sure he's careful with the placement of it.
Well, that's obvious. Gave him about 3 chances there. 15-9. And the 3rd one, Corretja took advantage of. Clearly should have put that away. Took it too casually. Corretja guessed right. Hit the back end of the open court.
An easy point given, and now Corretja's 2 points from the set.
That was an angry return right there.
30-15.
Agassi seized the ball so early. So Corretja was just trying to spin that in and took immediate advantage.
As if Andre's reached back, John, and put his forehand into overdrive.
He's really had to, though. Corretja once again running down a number of balls in that point. Agassi having to hit a clean winner to get back to 30 all. Too good. That is just too good.
From 30 love, it has gone to break point. And this is for 6 all.
To look at Brooke Shields' face there. Nothing more needs to be said. desperate look. Corretja cannot believe he missed that backhand. Just trying to play a defensive backhand deep. Went for a little bit too much.
He moved Corretja like a metronome that time.
I don't think he can believe that Corretja keeps running these balls down.
He was...
And also placing them well, though. Yeah. Not just running them down. Hitting good short passing shots, making sure he makes Agassi hit the ball. Just what he should be doing.
Set point. Corretja. The story of this match in many ways right now has been Agassi's failure to win break points. He's had so many chances. Corretja. And the defending champ must now do something that he has only done once before.
I think he's pumped up.
In the 1989 quarterfinals, Agassi came back from 2-1 down to beat Jimmy Connors. Only time he's done that ever at the Open. Well, this is almost like the baptism of the '95 Open. It's officially here. It's shocking to happen to a man who relishes the night matches in New York. John, I wonder if there's any comparison between what Agassi's enduring tonight and your match that you referred to with Paul Harhouse here. Second round.
No. I'd literally never heard of Harhouse. Never seen him play. This is different. Corretja's been around the clay court circuit for a couple years, and his name has been bandied about as a tough clay courter. This is no secret. The question was whether he could translate it to hard courts. That was the big question.
An easy game for Agassi to start the fourth.
Well, while the #1 seed, Andre Agassi, has his back against the wall tonight, how will the #2 seed, Pete Sampras, fare tomorrow night? You'll see that here on USA as he goes up against Jaime Izaga. These two played once before. In fact, it was last year in the 4th round. Pete Sampras was the defending champion. He led 2-1. He had a 3-love lead in the 4th set. He's not in the best shape. Jaime Izaga came back to beat him. And Pete Sampras, after being down 5-2 in the 5th, tied it up. But he went down in 5 sets to Jaime Izaga. Again, it's Sampras-Izaga tomorrow night here on USA.
I played pretty well yesterday, so hopefully I can get a little revenge. And you know, it's just a match where I just have to stay on top of him. He doesn't have a real big shot to hurt me, so I just need to stay aggressive and hopefully kick his little ass.
No mercy, it's
no mercy, baby.
We'll see if Pete can back up his words tomorrow night here on USA. Now back to the stadium to Ted and John.
Well, that brought a smile to McEnroe's face.
So we're allowed to say that on the air now?
Oh my gosh. We know what we've done.
Thank you, Pete, once again.
Well, Andre Agassi now knows he needs 5. He needs 5.
Concerned Brad Gilbert. Needless to say.
Incredible error-free sets once Corretja's won.
We know the ones that he's won, that's for sure. Most of the ones that Agassi's lost. A lot more unforced errors. His first and third sets. That's a fatiguing-looking forehand right there. Chance for Agassi to break. Not a particularly good record.
Mentioned only one of those 5 matches coming here, and that was the victory over Connors.
There's the break. Good effort by Agassi there to get right on top in the 4th set. Big burst of adrenaline there. He's got to make Corretja feel those legs a little more. Starting to think about the 5th set, what he's facing. See him trying to stretch those legs out. He must be feeling it. And that's what Agassi's got to guard against. Agassi once again getting caught in no man's land. Chose to move backwards instead of forwards on that short ball, and Corretja took advantage. Agassi catching both lines on that ace. Number 7.
Agassi has moved quickly to a 3-love lead in the 4th. USA would like to extend a special thanks to the Museum of the City of New York and the New York Historical Society for their cooperation in the production of New York histories. Tomorrow, our day session kicks off at 11 a.m. Eastern. On the card, Michael Che and his match with Stefano Pescosolido. We'll also see Steffi Graf. She will play at 11 Eastern as well against Natalie Toziak, a 3rd-round match. Also in the day action tomorrow, Mary Pierce Tomas Muster. A good match between Todd Martin and Mats Wilander. Well, a little extra break here as Alex Corretja took advantage of the allowed bathroom break.
Well, certainly a good time to do it. Change is starting to slip away.
Change of clothes as well. And it looks like Corretja is going to take something given to him by the trainers, perhaps to aid in the battle against the cramping. Your understanding he's given some electrolytes.
It'll be interesting to see how he reacts now, because he's been off the court and he hasn't been playing a point for 5 minutes. If he cools off a little bit, that's going to make the legs a little bit tighter. And you can see him trying to stretch those babies out. He's run an awful lot tonight already.
It's a great call you made early on about it's not conditioning. He's a clay courter, but it's the surface.
Agassi's really started to zero in on that forehand. A lot more winners the last set and a half. And credit to Agassi. Agassi doesn't appear bothered at all, but at the same time, he certainly hasn't run as much. Something that Connors did so well. It looks like we're having a pretty quick fourth set here, the way things are going at the moment.
And no fitness concerns apparent at all for Agassi.
Certainly mistimed that topspin lob. Try to break Corretja once again. Still 2 more chances for a 4-love lead.
So Agassi hoping to move through this quickly and get it to a deciding 5th set. Let's look at our Pepsid AC match summary. And you might expect the difference for Agassi to be leading in both those categories, top 2.
That's a lot of winners and a lot of unforced errors. Corretja about half in both categories.
The big key, John, is that Agassi only 1 more service break, but he's had far more chances.
Try to take the positive out of the negative. He's had a lot of chances, so presumably he'll have more.
Agassi has now had 18 break points in this match. He's won 5.
Not sure what the commotion was during that point. A lot of noise during that particular point. And this is not going to go in too often. That's like, let's get ready for the 5th set shot. It sort of looks like he's made a calculated decision not to put much more effort forth in this set.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Well, it is if he's feeling tightness in his legs. It isn't if he's feeling fine, because he could have been in this 4th set. But
well, once he reaches
this point. And I've seen comebacks from 4 loves. But he's clearly not in the mindset at the moment to do that. And Agassi is the #1 player in the world at the moment, desperate to win the U.S. Open and be ranked #1 for the year, so he is not going to go away quietly.
Well, we're on our way here to a possible bagel in the 4th set. all the appearance of heading to a 5th set. There's the need for Agassi to win one more game. Corretja certainly wants to hold his serve here.
Yeah, that would be the one thing he'd want to do out of this set at this point. I wouldn't go for too much, and I would play this game sort of not letting him, Corretja, give the game away. Don't even try to hit winners unless it's just absolutely gimmies, and make the guy run some more, because it's overwhelming likelihood he'd win the set anyway. Yeah, might as well just end it. To hell with you, John.
Well, he'd also like to, I'm sure, start the 5th on his serve.
That's true. I meant end break.
Right.
Just missed there.
I'll play a nice 10-12 minute point here, make the guy run a little bit, and then win.
Exactly.
Even Corretja applauds. The first smile we've seen in a long time from Agassi.
Well, it's sure nice that he enjoyed it. Comes back, lines this up, and it almost looked like he knew exactly where he was hitting it. To see, that's what I planned on all along.
Set point.
That's always what I worried about when you hit one of those great sort of lucky shots. Should you really get into it with the crowd and enjoy it because you're worried about the next point? You have a tendency to lose a little bit of concentration. But I personally still liked Andre getting the most out of that.
Relentless forehands. And Agassi has another set point.
Advantage, Agassi.
You got that right. Forehand is really coming in now. There's a set.
A match can turn so quickly. An easy set for Agassi, and he will start the 5th on his serve.
If I were Andre Agassi, be ready these next couple of games. This is where Corretja's last stand is going to come in.
Now there's elation in our voices, and I think in the minds of many of the crowd, we've got a good night match at the 95 Open.
Luke's first point there.
Update on Alex Corretja for us.
That's right, Ted. Late last set, Corretja went off, bathroom break, and also some electrolytes. We're here with tour trainer Doug Spreen.
Yeah, we gave him some electrolytes. You can tell he's really been covering a lot of ground tonight. And
He appears to be showing some signs of fatigue and all and being tired. We just gave him some carbohydrate pills and some electrolyte pills, try and give him a little pep and try and get him back going again.
He looks like he's cramping out there, or had, because he was doing some stretching in between points, but you said that might just be his style.
That might just be his style. He might just be a little tight. And I don't know if he's really, I don't think he's necessarily going into cramps right now. I just think he feels a little bit tight and fatigued, and he's just trying to stay loose. Hopefully we won't see him go into a full set of cramps.
All right, Doug Spring, thanks. Ted?
Agassi, John's doing a wonderful job of moving the ball all around.
He really is. Corretja really struggling right now. And this youngster put forth a heck of an effort so far against Agassi, but Agassi's working on all cylinders right now. Confidence high. Agassi very nonchalant, getting ready for that. Watch Corretja here run around the back, and Agassi just standing there, not moving a muscle, and almost made that stretch volley. I think would have paid off if he'd been a little bit more ready there. Maybe he was trying to surprise Corretja, but Corretja may be looking for a way out here. This is where you have to close the door.
Agassi has now won 7 games in a row. Alex Corretja serving. 5th set.
Once again, really a good point by both players, and this is a huge game for Corretja.
15.
I guess he had a shot at that last volley. Corretja once again keeping the ball nice and low on the pass. Unbelievably big.
15.
Early knock on Agassi that he didn't have the stamina to go the distance. He dispelled that one easily, particularly in his great match with Chang here last year.
Oh, what a shot. Andre thought that serve was out, half played it and half wasn't ready to go, but he adjusted quickly and hit a great topspin lob. He's not too upset they called it in now. Maybe Agassi feeling a little fatigue on that point as well. Moved way too early on that Corretja overhead. Good ball. At least he made him hit the overhead, though.
And Corretja moved much better in that point.
Maybe running on his 3rd or 4th run of adrenaline here.
You mentioned, now this is really a game Corretja has to have.
And possibly those electrolytes and the carbohydrate type pills he was given might kick in a little bit, give him a little bit extra energy. Desperately needs this game.
serve for Alex Corretja. So it is 1-all in the 5th set.
Just what Corretja was hoping for. He bounces back. I guess he needs to be aggressive, continue to go to net. You know Corretja's going to probably catch the ball a little bit late now. Not get the ball quite as early as he did earlier in the match. Agassi can take advantage. Corretja will try to make the adjustment and come in on Andre as well. Maybe question this choice of shots here. The swinging volley. Corretja in trouble there. Agassi chooses to hit the full swinging volley, hits the net. Corretja with plenty of time to line it up down the line.
Oh, an overrule, the first of the night. And Corretja will come to the chair.
I mean, you call out, and then you make a movement and you call out. So for you, was clear ace? So that, okay, if it's a clear ace, I'm okay. Don't worry.
That was easy enough with what we hear about Corretja. One of the all-around well-liked guys on the tour. First overrule of the night.
I don't think we can tell from that angle. Corretja right back in this match.
Yes, he is with a break point. Corretja has played very well on break points tonight. And for the second time, a double fault costs Agassi. Fifth set, Stadium Court, and Alex Corretja is now up a break. Johnny seems to have some bounce back after playing a very lethargic fourth set.
Third or fourth win right here. He's got to be careful of doing what he just did there. If he's going to run around the back, and he's got to make sure he does enough with that forehand. Or I guess he's going to pull it up the line on him like he did there. On the run again, forced to slice that forehand. Easy put away there for Agassi. Good first 2 points in this game. Corretja just guilty of hitting the ball too short in this game. Agassi all over him.
There are some games he makes it look so easy.
Good move by Corretja to change things up. Showing some good touch around the net tonight. See his legs get out on there, Ted?
Yeah, the bounce went away.
Didn't take long to lose it.
Agassi breaks back.
He just couldn't do it. He wanted to. He was running, and suddenly it just appeared like his legs gave out. Let's see if he can come back again. Look at this here.
No.
Maybe he mistimed it a little bit, too.
Someone whose legs are such a weapon. How frustrating it is when the legs aren't right.
They've carried him a long way tonight. He doesn't have to worry a lot about his legs. He's got to worry about learning a little bit more about how to play on this hard court surface, but he's shown a lot to me tonight, irregardless if he wins or loses this. The right play. Agassi well behind the baseline. Waits to the last second to decide to do that, but still gets a nice break there. I don't think he was too sorry. Once again, the leg court benefiting Corretja. This time, he has a wide open court. Pull that cross court for a win.
Corretja serving on serve in the fifth. Corretja has made so few errors like that tonight.
Doesn't want to start now. Agassi really putting more on those approach shots. It's paying dividends for him. Good depth and power. He's really committing himself.
And now he's got to go for a close right here. He knows one break should be all he needs.
Absolutely. He'd go for two. Oh, that's beautiful. Really solid game so far.
140.
Once again, Corretja on the run. Once you see him doing that slice forehand, you know it's desperation time for him.
Some tennis the last 2 sets. And Agassi now is up a break.
Look at this.
Agassi leads by 4 games to 2.
That was a good approach shot.
I'll tell you one thing about Brooke Shields. She's been around tennis now enough to have mastered some wonderful facial expressions.
Excellent energy on the sidelines. Give her credit. You'd love to have that in your entourage and group, that energy on the side. And Agassi moving beautifully now. Sprinting in net to cut off that Corretja backhand.
Patrick McEnroe is in the 3rd round. So is Peter Corretja. Knocked out Jaco Elting. Young American Vince Spadea also to the 3rd round. And Alexander Volkov, who will play Patrick McEnroe.
And there again, he cuts it off. And Ted, you mentioned the last set and a half. Agassi is played incredibly well. And he didn't play badly before that. Give this guy Corretja a lot of credit.
Yeah, that's right. This has been a good match. It's had peaks and valleys for both players. And you have to look at something like this and say, hey, a guy like Sergi Bruguera could take an awful lot from what Corretja has been able to do tonight.
Just an energy and effort alone. That's all I would ask. Good things happen when you try that hard. Agassi's service really helped him here, too. Giving some much-needed free points. Talking to his crew on the side. Despite the toughness of this match, seems to be enjoying himself.
Just serving 2-5 down, 5th set. So much expended by Corretja to get that 2-set-to-1 lead. What's wonderful about sports but agonizing for Corretja is how what takes so long to build up can be lost so quickly.
Well, you got to start somewhere, so you can't pace yourself really in any real sense. You got to give it your all when you're playing the best. Tank running a little bit dry at the moment. But against almost any other player, it wouldn't. This is because Agassi, like Jimmy Connors, makes you run so much more than he runs.
Now having trouble even getting to the service line.
He's starting to limp. He may be starting to cramp in one of his legs.
Double match point.
Agassi's 19 winners in this set alone may have something to do with that as well.
Well, Corretja had pretty much conceded, and Agassi just couldn't keep the ball in the court.
Corretja, and what an effort by Alex Corretja.
And he now is going to pay the price.
And Andre Agassi, by the way.
Yes. And the crowd very appreciative. They saw a wonderful tennis match tonight. Great effort, great shot making. And now, pain. The pain of losing and the pain, physical pain. How about Andre Agassi? Has this tough a battle in the second round, and next up in the third round gets Stefan Edberg.
Tremendous effort tonight, Andre. When did you know it was going to be an all-night affair against Corretja?
You know, I mean, I think that early in the first, you know, when he got up the early break on me, and I felt like I was fighting uphill, you know, the whole way, and wasn't quite finding my rhythm. And, you know, if you're not on your rhythm, you know, nothing separates you from somebody like Corretja. I mean, he's out here working his butt off and trying hard, and it's going to fall for him if I'm not playing my best tennis. And the bottom line was, he got on top of me early, he got the confidence, he started believing he could win. Then you're in for a long evening.
What does this do now for the long haul, the way you come back? One set down, you're not great, and if you go back, you're looking at the record coming back from 2-1 down.
You know, you can't look at the record, because over the past year I've been a different player, so you spend all your time looking at the past record, but nothing takes away the fact that I want to win this tournament.
Now you got Stefan Edberg, and he's going to give you a tough struggle too. And you never played him before in a Grand Slam tournament. I would think that's got to be exciting.
Yeah, we've played a couple 3 out of 5 set matches. We played the finals of Palm Springs. He beat me. The finals of Key Biscayne. I beat him in the finals of Frankfurt. So we've had some battles, and needless to say, he's a great champion, and the crowd's going to be in for a very entertaining match.
How about the crowd tonight, playing in the midst of all this, 5 sets, New York, and they're going crazy?
I have to say, when I hit that one shot from over my head and the crowd was so loud, your ears start ringing. It's like you're at a concert out here. This is the most amazing environment to play tennis in, and gosh, this is what I'll remember long after my career, right here.
All right, congratulations tonight, Andre Agassi. Ted, back to you up in the booth.
Well, that was well said, because that's the memories we'll have. Great action tonight. A valiant effort by Spain's Alex Corretja, but too much from the defending champ, and a 5-set victory that sends Agassi to a third-round battle with Stefan Edberg.